Welcome, everyone, to episode 5 of the Die, Laugh, Love podcast. This is a podcast where I come together with a random group of individuals and offer a spirit gallery for a couple of reasons. One, I want to show people that our beloved dead, our dearly departed, carry on and they are with us every day. That's really important to me and the core part of my work to show us, no matter how much we might feel alone in life, that we're never truly alone. Our loved ones in spirit are always with us. Now, I've had an interesting sort of afternoon getting ready for this, and this kind of goes into the people in spirit that are here. So I want to talk about the point of a group reading, a gallery reading like this, and how it would be different than an individual reading. If anybody's ever seen me in person in a live event, I do my best to keep the energy uplifted. I'm a big believer in vitamin joy, trying to lift the spirits of everybody. That's hopefully what I'm going to do here. When I have a one-on-one session in my studio or online via Zoom, it can get kind of deep. It can talk about, that session can talk about your pain, your trauma, your turmoil. And when I sit with people, here's a little bit of warning for my grandmother's French. I'm about to share some of my grandma's French with you. When I sit with people, I ask them to consider me a bullshit hunter. And what I mean by that is if there's any bullshit in your heart or in your life, spirit will see this as an opportunity to walk you away from your bullshit. Everybody knows what bullshit is. Everybody's got it. So, with that in mind, I want to talk to you about some of the messages that I think we're going to share today collectively as a group. But I want to tell you how I got started in the message for today's session. I do listen to some music to get started, to put myself into that space, and I do have a playlist of songs. But today, the song that some of you might be familiar with this, some of you might not be, but the song that I had to listen to get started today was Meatloaf's Bat Out of Hell. Okay. So if any of you are familiar with Meatloaf, that album from the late 70s, Bat Out of Hell, all of it, that was the song that I had to listen to. Part of the reason is that I have a group of spirits today that want to talk about hell, that want to talk about hell. Whether we are raised in church or perhaps you're like me, I was raised by bikers. There was no discussion of hell or sinning or damnation in my house. There was a lot of other discussions in my house, but it had nothing to do with church. So, I've got that classic rock feel. I was raised on the Fleetwood Mac and the AC/DC and the Meatloaf and all of that. That's my upbringing. But I do want to talk to you about the myriad of spirits that I've got here today that want to talk to us that are living about, from their perspective, what hell truly is. And with that being said, I want to talk to you about something that I got to share with you here. Okay. And this is important. Doing what I do as a medium, as a public speaker, a public figure, it's not for the lighthearted. It's not for the lighthearted. I've done these group readings hundreds of times. I've sat with individuals thousands of times, and I will tell you, it can be scary. And I'm not going to lean into that fear like it's a badge of honor. Here I am, a guy doing this thing with spirit, where I could start a session like this and all of a sudden perhaps start to doubt myself. Is spirit going to come through? Am I going to get a connection? Things of that nature. So, in the professional aspect, yeah, I confront fear every single day. In my personal life, I confront fear every single day. I am not saying that as a badge of honor. I'm not. What I'm saying is, I'm saying that each and every single one of us will confront fear every single day. So, parents, when you send your kids off to school on the bus, you're confronting fear. When you have to sit up and speak your truth and stand up for yourself, you are confronting fear. So I want to talk about me confronting fear. I do it every day, and I'm happy to, because what gets me through that is faith. But there is a certain degree of recognition and acknowledgement that I have to give everybody on this call. in the way that you confront fear every single day. I gotta give you the credit. All of the fears, all of the worries, everything that you handle every single day, you're very courageous for that. And I think part of that message that I'm being given here for you, everybody here, is that courage is not the lack of fear. Courage is acknowledging the fear, feeling it, and doing it anyways. And that is where the message of hell can come from. How many times have we collectively not stood up for ourselves? How many times have we not collectively found ourselves in that place of courage? How many times have we succumbed to fear and then ended up putting ourselves in our own personal hell? That's really important for everybody here to acknowledge that, yeah, confronting your fear, doing the scary thing, stepping out on the ledge, jumping off the cliff, all of that is scary, absolutely. But I think what's scarier is not confronting the fear and then having to deal with that turmoil that not confronting that fear brings us. Now, with that being said, I want to talk to you about the variety of spirits that I've got here. And I want to talk to you how about this group reading is going to work. So I'm going to describe to you the man that's with me. Then I need you, if you feel a connection to this spirit, I need you to unmute yourself. And I need you to say, hey, I think this is my dad, or this is my brother, or this is my person. We're going to go through a few, perhaps, figuring out who it is. I'll be drawn to one person over the other, but I want to get aligned to this person. So this is interesting because the people that are with me are completely, vastly different, but they all have a common denominator. And their messages for us today are listening to our own heart, listening to our own authority. So I want to bring forth this person that's been with me for a while. And I want to, the man, he feels like a priest. He feels like a priest. So first and foremost, I've got like a holy person here. So being that I was raised by bikers, I wasn't raised in church. I couldn't tell you the difference between a minister, a vicar, a reverend, a priest. I could not tell you the difference between all of them. So I don't know if this person had, he really feels like somebody's cousin. So this might be somebody, this is somebody who's connected to somebody here who is like not directly above them, but kind of above them and to the side. It feels like a cousin of somebody. There's somebody who's got like a priest or a reverend, a holy person. Now, what I get about this person is that they weren't they had like a Christian nature. Okay, they were religious in whatever degree, whatever philosophy or spiritual place they were at. They definitely, marched to the beat of that drum. But what I get about this person is that they were all inclusive. They would have welcomed anybody into their life. They would have not judged them, uh, and there's a reason why he's coming forth. I also feel like this person would have had deep sympathy or would have worked with perhaps the mentally ill or the challenged, the mentally challenged, the developmentally disabled, perhaps. So, do I have anybody here that's got like somebody in their family that was like a priest or a holy person? And now I'm looking around here, looking around at all the faces. I don't see anybody unmuting themselves. This would have been somebody who would have been a holy person. Now, whether they were actually in church, I do get strongly that they had like this role in a religious group. The energy that they're giving me is very much like priestly like father like. So they would have been just a holy person while they were alive. Don't get too caught up on the label of priest or reverend or minister. They might not have actually achieved those things, but they might have just been a person of a holy nature.
I have a feeling it might be my stepdad. There's three of us in this chat right now. I didn't realize we would all be here, but it's his granddaughter and his niece as well.
Okay. So was this person, did you say step grandfather?
My stepdad.
Your stepdad. Okay. Would you consider him to be a holy person? Was he in church? Did he do things in church?
He was not in church, no, but he was definitely somebody that took people in that he did not need to.
Okay. Put a pin in it, Kim. Put a pin in it for me. Hold on, okay? What I'm seeing is somebody, and remember that spirit uses my symbols. What I'm seeing is somebody who looks like they have perhaps Down syndrome. something to that degree. So is there anybody in his life, anybody that would have been developmentally disabled, anything of that degree?
That I do not know. Maybe Crystal. Crystal is on here as well. She might know.
Is there somebody who is in this world, and help me out with this, Kim? Is there somebody in this world that would have developmental like a disability? I'm
I'm not
feeling
sure.
like this person is looking after that type of person. Okay.
I'm not sure.
Yep.
Okay. I'm not sure it's you. I'm not sure it's you, Kim. Hold on. Because this person is really all about like, they would have been religious, not just like holy. They would have been like a flavor of religion. So this person didn't have a religion.
My ex-brother-in-law had religious beliefs, and he also he didn't have Down syndrome. He had muscular dystrophy, myotonic, a very long face,
Okay. Thank you,
developmentally
Crystal. Yes.
delayed.
So, Kim, I appreciate you speaking up, but I think this is for Crystal. And the reason why I say that is like the long face, you know, something with the face, what have you. You said your ex-brother-in-law.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going back to when I was talking about I'm going back to when I was talking about it kind of like being up and over. Do you know what I mean? Like somebody that wasn't directly above you, like a grandfather, but somebody that's kind of related off the side, like a cousin in that way. I really do think this is for you. Can I ask you, your ex-brother-in-law, was he a priestly man? Did he have anything to do with religion?
Um, he wasn't priestly, but he did go to church, and he really believed in the Christian
Belief
religions.
system? Okay. All right. So I do believe this is for you. So I'm going to stay with you here. Okay. One question that I have to ask of you. Are you an ex-smoker?
I smoke.
You smoke.
Yes.
Okay. Are you an ex something? So what I mean by that is, have you given up something? Was there something that you were addicted to or struggled with that you gave up?
I don't drink.
Did you used to?
When I was younger, I did a couple times, but
No,
I
no, no, no.
chose
So
not
this is
to do
like,
it.
so hear me out on this when I tell you this, Crystal. I'm looking at you and I get the celebration feeling of like needing to celebrate you for giving something up, like a smoking or giving something up, maybe a shitty relationship. I'm not sure, but there's something that you're no longer doing that this person wants to celebrate. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Can you relate to that? You don't have to get personal, but I want to talk to you about giving something up, something in your rear view that was unhealthy or not good for you that you no longer participate in, and it's no longer in your life. Because there's that sense of congratulations. You know, if you were somebody who gave up smoking, there'd be a sense of congratulations around that. So I have a sense of congratulation here for you that you've given
Um,
something up.
I'm trying to give up feeling sorry for people so much, and
Interesting.
it took me to a bad place, and I don't want to go back there. And I'm trying to change it, and I don't know.
Okay. So no, 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 no. You bear with me here because I'm going to put you on what's called on Zoom. It's called a spotlight. And then I'm going to put myself on spotlight. And then we're going to have this conversation because this person, again, it feels very priestly. So he's just got a way of um, feeling this holy energy. He was giving me this disability. So this is very much for you. Okay. Now,
Okay.
the reason why this person is with me and the reason why they want to talk about hell and the fact that you were talking about giving something up. Okay. What did I say in the very beginning of this? How we can find ourselves in a hell because we don't stand up for ourselves and we don't speak our truth, right?
Yeah.
Okay. When I am looking at you and I get this celebration and this feeling of you giving something up and walking away from something, it's not smoking, but for you, we could consider it people pleasing, correct?
Yep.
Okay. this is interesting because, again, I know that everybody that I'm getting connected to is going to have a message for everybody. So, this message for you of being addicted to people pleasing is never about approval. People pleasing is always about fear of rejection. And we can get addicted to the thoughts and the opinions of other people. So if you were feeling sorry for others and you were feeling like you needed to please them or serve them in any way, there's this congratulatory sense of thank you for getting past that. Really, thank you for getting past that because we can put ourselves in our own hell. We can while we're here by not doing the scary thing. So I want to talk to you about not feeling sorry for yourself, not being taken advantage of. There's got to be a certain level of struggle with you, with running your mouth, standing up for yourself, telling people that you can't
Oh,
do a
I
certain.
don't have a problem with running my mouth. I'm very outspoken.
Okay.
I can't even tell you that. If Kim's last name is was her stepfather was a Dandro.
Okay. I appreciate you being able to run your mouth and stick up for yourself. I really do appreciate that. Again, remember, this message is going to be for other people as well. I think that people have a fear of standing up for themselves, speaking up, talking about their boundaries, talking about, I don't need it. I don't want it. Don't do that to me. I don't have space. I don't have energy. I don't have time. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's difficult. It's a difficult challenge. Um, an interesting thing that this man, okay. So he shows me, Crystal, you needing to be very careful of basically all of your joints. And when I see joints, I see wrist joints, ankle joints, hip joints. He's pointing out you must have some sort of arthritis or some sort of issue in your joints.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I
There,
do.
okay. There's something about your joints that he's talking about. And here's an interesting thing because I'm very specifically non-denominational. I'm not a religious person. I don't have one religion, but there's an interesting message that this man is bringing through to you, and it has nothing to do with Christianity or Catholicism or any of that. He's asking you to pray to your version of God. So whatever you would call God or source or universe, there's something about and there's a reason why he's bringing this up. There's a mechanic to prayer. When we ask for help, we give spirit permission to help us. There's this thing with free will that spirit will kind of watch us suffer, but we have to like ask for help, give them permission to come in and help us. So for you, I'll give you an example. Feeling sorry for people, I appreciate that because that's empathy. But empathy without boundaries is self-sabotage. Now, you might be one of the many people on this call today who struggle with feeling sorry for people. If you're too empathic, if you're too compassionate, that can be self-sabotage. We can be too much of those things in this world. We can sacrifice our own well-being because of that. So when you hold boundaries for yourself, you're taking care of this person. Now, your person being you and this brother-in-law, this ex-brother-in-law, this person in your life, you guys had to have had love in your life, yes?
Yeah.
The only reason they come through is love. Now, I want to talk to you about this. A lot, psychology, there's a lot of relationship between that. There's, I'm not sure, without actually living your life and walking through your shoes, how much you're guilty of feeling sorry for people versus accepting behavior or people into your life because there might be a fear of being alone. I don't know what this is specifically for you, but I want you to, I would rather you be alone and be able to be healthy, not be taken advantage of, not, have people take advantage of your good nature versus having a lot of people around you that are just draining you dry. I know that might be hard to hear, but it's more important to your well-being to keep those boundaries up. Don't allow people to walk all over you. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're taking care of this person. Now, I wasn't expecting this at all. I wasn't expecting this. I was expecting a couple different spirits. I wasn't expecting this one. Um, so Kim was talking about Crystal. Kim was talking about there being a couple people on this call with you, like her. Okay,
Yep.
like there would have been Kim, and then there would have been another person on this call with you three. Kim wasn't
Yep.
expecting to see it. Do you know who that person is?
Nicole.
Okay, so you would know
Nikki.
Nicole. You would know the three
Nikki.
person. Kim, give me a thumbs up. Kim, give me a thumbs up if she's referring to Nicole. Okay. Um, there's somebody else here wanting to talk to you, okay? And this is really important, and I feel like they're wanting to talk to Nicole as well. This is an interesting thing. So there's this person's going to be like connected to you, I believe, connected to Nicole, in the way that this brother-in-law would have been like up and over, like to use visual space and like family trees. This brother-in-law would kind of be like up and over. This person that I'm feeling would be down and over. So this is like a nephew or something, I think. This is somebody who's coming in and talking about uh I think they would have passed from like an overdose or something self-inflicted.
I already
Okay.
know who it is. Yes. I know who you
Okay.
talk. I know who the spirit is. Yes.
Okay, but it's like a nephew to
Automatically. My best is everything.
it's like a nephew to you. Can I ask you what that means? Like
She's not
somebody,
a nephew.
so this is a male spirit. Hear me out on this. This is like a male spirit. Hear me please on this, okay?
Okay.
So like this is a male spirit. I believe this spirit would have known Nicole. Okay?
Okay.
So
Yep.
like I don't know your Nicole's relationship. I got like the whole family here. I don't know how you guys are connected, but I get this like almost like a triangle between you, Nicole, and like this younger person who would have gotten messed up in the wrong crowd. It's interesting because I feel like they were like maybe partially through college or something where they left something unfinished. I don't know if they didn't finish high school. I don't know like at what age this person passed, but they left business unfinished here. And what's fascinating to me is that this person's coming through talking about they're acknowledging their selfishness. They were selfish because they were doing these things. These things took them out of life. Nicole, could you do me a favor and just to mute yourself? Because I think I need your help here.
Can I just say something real quick? I think it's Billy.
You think Billy?
I do.
So, okay, so was that Kim? Kim, did you just say that? Okay. I got a kind of like a ding on that, but here's something that's important. Whoever this is this person, when they left this world, they left a bunch of pain. The
Mm-hmm.
people are still in pain here. Like
A
he's
lot.
watching them in pain.
It's
Okay.
Billy, Crystal. It's Billy.
Okay. So Nicole, is there like, can I ask Nicole, can you speak to this? Do you know this person?
Not really. He's my uncle, but I think, passed away either when I was young or before I was born. We
You were
had
young.
twin
I think
uncles, and they both passed away before I really got to know them.
Okay. Did he leave something unfinished? Crystal, I got to ask you, did he leave something unfinished? Like, was he halfway through school or
He didn't overdose. He did use drugs, but he was shot. He was shot.
Mm-hmm.
He was
he's
murdered.
But
okay.
everybody thinks it was not ever determined that he was shot. It was said that it was a drug overdose and self-inflicted. Correct?
No, he got shot in the eye.
I know he
Wow.
did, but technically he did it himself. It was never a murder. It was never a murder.
Okay. So
Technically, like through the police, it was he did it himself.
this somebody
Yeah, see,
self-inflicted
I
it.
never heard that part.
Okay. Well, we're getting all sorts of things out in the air right now. Okay. So what did he leave unfinished? Like he wishes that he could go back and finish it. He keeps talking, I wish I could finish it. Was he in?
Raising his kids.
raising his kids. Okay, that makes sense. We could go back and finish it. He was halfway
Yeah.
through it. Okay. He's literally talking about being selfish. He was selfish.
Yep.
He's taking accountability for it. So this is the other version of hell, people. This is a really important, like, and this is, I call it the I Laugh Love podcast because I want to talk about laugh, want to talk about love. But when we're talking to the dead and we're talking to spirits, we're going to talk about some heavy things. And this is where like the idea of hell comes in. And this is important. Like we can create our own hell by not staying true to our own truth. Absolutely. We can every single day. When we die, we look back on our life. Don't go anywhere. We are connected to people we're connected to just on a deeper level. This is why every major world religion says, don't take your life, you're going to go to hell. It's not that you're going to go to hell. It's not that you're going to go to a lake of fire. You're going to go to a place where you watch people suffer from your actions. So this is really important for people to know, because if you've lost anybody to death via suicide, via overdose, via anything like that, when they go through their life review and when they're actively healing, they watch their loved ones. They're never disconnected from us. So they're watching their loved ones here. So if you have pain, if you have anger, if you have grief, you need to work through. I'm going to encourage everybody to work through it so you can give your loved one in spirit peace. When you find peace, you give them peace. This is really, really important. And it sounds like, Kim, that you might know a little bit more about this person than Chris, but I want to talk to the both of you. I want to talk to you while I'm like here. Um, Kim, okay, where'd you go? Where'd you go? Unmute yourself because I'm going to bring the spotlight
I'm
here.
not muted.
I just can't find out all these people. So I'm going to talk to you about this. This is really important. Put you up on spotlight here with us. Okay. All right. There's the three of us here on the screen at the same time. Okay. When you're talking about kids, here's an important thing, and you might need to actually take this video when it's done and available and send it to the person that I'm about to mention. So this is your uncle, right?
It was my stepfather. It's Crystal's uncle.
Sorry. Okay.
It's okay. It's a hot mess. I get it.
It's a hot mess. It is. Okay. What's important is, like, I want to talk to you about, did this person have two sons? Did he have two sons?
Okay. Two sons, two daughters.
Okay, hold on. Whatever, okay. He feels from the world of spirit like he cursed like his oldest son. Like his oldest son. He's talking about one son who's kind of got like his demons.
Yep.
Like his demons. I don't know if it's the alcohol, I don't know if it's the drugs, I don't know if it's growing up without a dad, I don't know what it is, but this man is literally watching from the other side his son carry on some of the things that he was looking to get rid of.
His
I'm gonna tell
oldest
you
son
that,
died before him. He lost 3 children before he himself died.
okay,
And it was
then it's
all
the
due
oldest
to
living son.
drugs, car accidents, and just, yeah.
So he's taking responsibility for contributing to that oldest son, but there's somebody that's living. He still has a son here, right?
A daughter.
Okay.
He has a nephew. He has a nephew.
That
A
would have,
grandson.
like,
Has
does
a
this person have any
grandson.
of those demons?
A grandson
Yes.
has a very drug addiction demon, yes.
Yes.
Okay, so this is like, I don't mean to freak out here, but this person is like hitting me in the back of the head that he needs you to take this message and bring it to this person. If that grandson is in a place where he can receive this, this is vital. This is huge, because I think we might actually be in the process of saving somebody's life here. Okay.
I
That's
think
what-
we are,
yeah.
honestly.
Okay, the reason that I'm saying that is because people need to hear that when they inadvertently or like intentionally take themselves out of this world, we don't stop. We keep going. So, God damn it, shoot me for saying this. I don't care. I have to say it. Every child who passes away from an overdose goes to a place where they wish they watch their parents wish they'd screamed harder.
Yeah.
So we don't cease existing. We carry on, and we carry on in the face of those actions. Like, I can't, any narcissistic mothers have come through to apologize to their daughters for abuse and making them feel a certain way. When we move on to spirit, we still watch our loved ones. We're watching what they're going through, and we pick ourselves up dust ourselves off, carry on in strength, carry on in peace, it literally, not figuratively, literally reduces the pain of spirit. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be the new agey, hokey guy that's like, everybody peace. No,
That's not
everybody
how it is.
here is not at peace because their loved ones here are not at peace. Important. I'm not going to tell people a lot, make them feel good about themselves.
And I see the whole hell part where, so when my stepfather passed away, it was my brother and myself helped him pass away with medical ways. And the whole having to help somebody is my nephew, who is also like my son. So it would kind of be like his nephew, grandson. And
Okay.
I feel that's who we're talking about is my nephew and my stepdad.
This isn't like him trying to talk to spirit, him trying to pass a message over to somebody here who needs to confront their demons and actually understand that their actions will affect the lives of
A
people they love.
lot of us.
Yes. So maybe this is a little self-serving, right? I don't know. Maybe this kid needs to just hear that should he take himself out of this world in that way, he's going to watch everybody who loves him suffer.
It's going to be a lot of us.
Okay. Like these things don't have to happen. Like
They
it
don't.
doesn't
He
have
knows
to
that.
happen.
He knows that, and he won't get that through his head.
Well, you're going to make this video when it becomes available and you're going to send him. Whether he watches it or
Yes,
not, I
yes,
don't
I
know. He
am.
needs to hear it. Okay.
That
Like
his
he needs,
grandpa and his auntie, his great aunt and his sister all want him here with us, right, Crystal? Right, Nikki?
Yep.
all right. So that's really important. I get this sigh of relief. I get a sigh of relief. Okay.
Mhm.
It's interesting too. Kid, the kid, I call him a kid. I don't know how he is. Um,
I call him a kid too. You're fine.
okay. Okay. Okay.
He's in his 30s, but he's a kid.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
It's interesting because what this man's saying is that he likes to inflict pain on himself.
Oh
Go
my
get a
God.
tattoo. Like he's talking about liking to inflict pain on himself. If you like to inflict pain on yourself, just go get a tattoo.
It's not the same kind of pain he likes.
I get it. It's like there's ways to kind of like flick that switch. Do you know what I mean? That
I
don't
get it. I get
include
it.
that don't include taking out of this world. Okay. So super, super important. Now, what's fascinating to me is that like when I feel this spirit, like I get like amped up. The energy is amped up and intense. It's dialing back, so I've delivered the message that I've need to deliver.
Mhm.
Okay. It's dialed back, so I've delivered that. Thank you for being the bearer of this information. This is important because we might have
He
gone back
wasn't
in time
speaking to
here.
me when he died.
We might have gone back in time here. Do you know what I mean? Like in the way of like, let's have this conversation, let's offer this perspective. Maybe that changes behavior of the people in question. Okay.
He loved Mikey so much. Like he loved him, and he he wanted him to make so much of himself, and he was really sad that Mikey was supposed to call him and never did. And then like 3 days after Mike was supposed to call him is when we ended up ending his life.
Okay. I I want to ask you, Kim, you might not know this. Crystal, you might know this. Um, is there a connection to like Navy guys, ocean guys, like Navy ocean
He,
people?
he,
Okay.
he was a Marine.
Okay.
My uncle
Yeah.
was a Marine.
Okay. Fascinating because this is what he's saying to me. He's showing me like the military boats, like the ocean, what looks like Navy boats, okay?
Yeah.
And he wants you to take this guy like back to the back to his roots. I don't know where that is. Like I don't know if you know where this guy was stationed, taking him to go see those places, anything like that.
Done yet, baby.
It feels very much like the ocean. Like get to the ocean, get to the ocean, bring this kid to the ocean, show him the naval ships, show him the battleships, show him something like that. There's something about him needing to get to
I
like
think so.
Maybe Mike needs to get into the military to straighten up.
I was kind of feeling that, but 30, I think what this is like the energy that I get from this message is very much show him the roots, show him my heritage, show him my background. So maybe there's pictures of like the military ships or the Navy ships. Maybe there's pictures of that you can walk this kid
I mean,
down.
he's wanted to see pictures of Grandpa, my stepdad, for many years, and I have them. Like I have pictures of Grandpa for him whenever he's ready.
You might want to just, you know, I think that there are pictures, Kim, of like military ships, naval ships, what have you, things of that nature.
There definitely is, yes.
Okay. You need to show him these pictures. And the reason that I say that is to connect him to his ancestors, to connect him to his spirits. Like when I got into this work, it was because I did ancestry work. I was connecting to my great grandparents, my great great grandparents, all of that. I feel very connected to them. Knowing that they're there, they give me that strength. This person needs to have a connection to their ancestors. We all do. We all should be looking at the healthy, the well established, strong ancestors that would carry on those values. And we look at them as role models in that way. But there's something about getting all of these pictures, whatever it is, walk down memory lane in front of this kid so it can shift his perspective. Okay.
He's having a really hard time, and I get that. Like I think I need to make a trip to New York with Nikki to go visit Crystal and Mikey and bring all the
Yeah,
pictures that I have.
I would do that.
I have all the pictures
I'm
of
gonna,
Uncle Bud.
I don't have very many pictures of Uncle Bud. Well, maybe in my mother's pictures. I don't know. I
I
haven't
do.
went through
I have a
them.
lot. And there's military, there's just ones of you and your family, and
Yep. Okay.
there's not a whole lot of me and my family, but there is a whole lot of you and Nikki's family. Like it's odd, but I mean, I came in after the fact of you guys.
So there's an app, and everybody needs to hear it. There's an app you can put on your phone called Photo Mine,
Mm-hmm.
PhotoMyne. Like you can take pictures of pictures. It will crop them. It will edit them. It will high def them and save them as digital files. It's an app built for that purpose. You might want to just do this as soon as possible. I don't want to freak you out with any sort of sense of urgency, but don't be like, oh, maybe I'll get there in April or May. It's important to get these photos in front of this person as soon as possible.
I'm thinking this weekend I'm gonna make a trip. Me and Nikki are gonna go over and see Crystal and Michael.
If you can do that, go for it. If you can do that, please go for it. Okay.
You free this weekend, Crystal?
Yeah.
I will bring all the pictures I have of Uncle Bud and Mikey, and
There we
we will get this working. Because as long as
I have pictures of Mike and Nikki when we did things with my kids, when we went like to the Great Escape and
exactly.
the Magic Forest.
I'm gonna
Stuff
leave you
like
guys to figure
that.
that out by yourself. Okay.
Yeah, no, we got it. We
Like
got
find a
it. Thank
connection,
you.
find a connection. I'll figure that out because I'm getting I don't think that this is the same guy, but it's interesting because this is somebody else who's um coming through in this way. So here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. I want to talk to somebody. I want to talk to people about like this man is coming through and he's describing himself as a roughneck. That's not a term that I use like a lot. So that's somebody else's term. I'm looking for somebody that would have had a roughneck. I think that this person would have like what he's showing me, the image that he's showing me is like Hank Williams Jr., the guy that would have sang the Monday Night Football. I don't know if he looked like Hank Williams Jr. or liked Hank Williams Jr. I get that he was a whiskey drinker, probably a biker. This is a real roughneck. But the interesting side of it is, and this is why he's coming in with the other person. The other side of this is this person also would be sort of very much a holy person. Like they would have been spiritual in their own way, not like going to church and praying and not looking at the Bible, but we have like the Bible person coming up talking about, finding some sort of, connection in all of the beneficial and positive principles of that stream of spirituality. But then this other person's coming through is like, he's talking about damaged hands. I think he worked with his hands. I think he hurt his hands. This is a real roughneck character. And I'm really tasting whiskey. I think he might have loved whiskey, like whiskey no chaser, straight whiskey. I don't get that he was abusive. I get that he was a man of love, like a big man of love, like a protector. But like he's like the best way I can describe it, and he likes the way I describe it, sort of like a rock and roll mystic, like somebody who would have been like a biker, but somebody who would have also had like a deep sense of fairness and equality, sort of like a hippie attitude. So anybody here have a roughneck that they've lost? Biking is going to be a big thing. I hear the vroom, vroom of the bike. I hear that. So this, I think this person was a biker. I really get whiskey. That could be just that he liked drinking, but I'm tasting specifically like a Jim Beam or Jack Daniels or something very specific to that. I think that he liked whiskey. So, um, anybody that would have lost a roughneck?
Oh my goodness, me again. My actual biological father.
It's the goddamn Kim show. Here we
It's the
go.
Kim
Okay.
show.
All right, Kim, if you're going to be on here, I need you to put your video on, please.
Okay, yep, I got you. Hold on.
All right.
So my father wrecked his motorcycle, and he ended up losing his short-term memory and kind of forgot who everybody was and all his like short-term stuff. I remember his long-term stuff.
I want to ask you, don't give me too much more because this is important. Was whiskey a thing?
I'm not sure what it was he drank, but he was an alcoholic. That's why my mother ended up divorcing him.
Okay.
A severe alcoholic.
Okay. So like whiskey would come through as that symbol of like alcohol. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you have any of these memories, but I'm getting that this person would have drank liquor like straight, no chaser, no nothing, like just drank it straight.
Yep.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That's the indication for this. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, he would have had a sense of like almost, I don't know how to say it. He would have had this like heart that just filled the room.
Yes.
You would have felt like able to come to him with anything. He's telling me this, like he would have been okay with me being gay. He wouldn't have like perhaps understood it, but he wouldn't have made me feel bad or lesser than. This is a very like whole, like he's kind of like a holy
Mhm.
person, but it is absolutely the opposite of somebody who went to church. The point of this is, and this is a fascinating thing, and why they show up like this is because people can find these sorts of wisdoms. They can find stuff in church. I'm not going to poo-poo
Mhm.
church. I'm not going to like, there's
No.
problems with any organization, political, religious, work, what have you. You involve people in it, you're going to have problems. Yes, this man is like it's so interesting. He's like my church was the open road. He just said those things. My church was the open road. So he would have found a connection to God, universe, source in his own way. Okay.
He found it
Here's
in AA, which is a little different, but yes, he
in
did find
AA.
God in AA. Yeah.
All right, perfect. But he wasn't going to church, was he?
No.
Okay. So I think a lot of what we're talking about here, and this is really important, a lot of what we're talking about here is unnecessary turmoil. Unnecessary turmoil. Unnecessary turmoil. So I'm gonna like when spirit connects to me, they don't want to like they want to talk about what we're feeling, what we're going through, our emotions, and I'm going to say this with as much love as I can to you, Kim. You're an
I
asshole
get
to
it.
yourself. I'm gonna say that like I'm your brother, okay? And I need to sit with you in terms of that. Like you're an asshole to yourself. You are not kind to yourself. You are not gracious to yourself. You are putting yourself through hell by how you speak to yourself. Okay. What you've got to understand is that when you're an asshole to yourself, you're being an asshole to your dad's daughter. All right. The purpose of our time here together, and some people don't like to hear this because they don't want to hear that their actions affect other people, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah.
We take care of ourselves, we take care of the people we love. That is the nature of love. And in fact, love is a responsibility. And every single person that I have here is all about responsibility. You have a responsibility to yourself because you have a responsibility to others. Now, some people won't figure that out, and some people will walk into the world of death and go, shit, I was connected to people. People loved me. My actions caused pain in the lives of others.
Mhm.
What everybody needs to take from this is that you have the opportunity to reduce the amount of regret you feel when you die. Treating yourself kindly, treating others kindly. But I want to ask you this question, Kim. If being a bitch to yourself was ever going to work, wouldn't it have worked by now?
It's hard.
Okay.
My dad,
Um,
so my dad committed suicide when I was 17.
yep.
He called me the day I did it. He did it. And I wouldn't go see him. Like I was just, and so I feel guilty and I felt guilty for many years.
Okay. So let me ask you this question. There's a whole bunch of strangers on this call with us today. Whole bunch
Hmm.
of strangers. If anybody else was in your position, if their father took their own life and they didn't go see them, I've got to ask you, would you want those people to feel bad?
No, because I don't think anything would have changed. It probably would
Okay.
have happened, but I would have seen it instead of just being at home with my mother who took care of me.
I've got to ask you this question. You have a bunch of grace and compassion for other
Mhm.
people, like people in this call. You've got to learn how to walk yourself out of your own hell by giving you the grace that you would give other people. And I'm just going to be straight with you when I say this. It is not okay for you to feel this when you would not want every other human being on the world to not feel it. So, like, there's my tough love for you. Like, what makes you so special?
Oh,
Why do you get to feel this way when you wouldn't
I
have
have bigger
anybody else feel
shoulders
this
than most. I've dealt with a shit ton. I've
way? I get
lost
it.
3 parents and 3 best friends. Like I got big shoulders. I got to keep going for my kiddos.
None of that's like I'm not negating that. There's nothing practical or useful with being a bitch to yourself. I don't care
I
who
know.
you are or the struggles you've carried. It doesn't matter. You could have lost one person, you could have lost 30 people. It does not matter because we can't quantify that. What I am saying is that when you're a bitch to yourself, your father hears it, your father sees it. And the analogy that I use is that we are separated from spirit by a one-way mirror that we would see in a cop show. Okay.
Mhm.
If we take that analogy a step further, where we're on the suspect side and our loved ones are on the cop side, where they can see us, feel us, know us, we
Why
are their movie.
anyone? Hmm.
We're their movie. What kind of movie are you giving your dad?
Not a good one.
Well, one where you could be a little bit more kinder to yourself, right? All right.
Definitely.
So, this is an interesting example because when we encounter grief, whether we have a situation like yours or whether it's somebody else, the grief is something that we have to nurture ourselves through. It's unavoidable, but we've got to nurture ourselves through it. I'm really blessed to have my parents. When I lose my parents, it's going to kill me. When
Hmm.
I lose my parents, I am going to take care of their son because I don't want them to suffer unduly watching me. Also, this man is asking me why you don't have a pitcher of Kool-Aid in your fridge. Are you a Kool-Aid kid?
Yeah, I was a Kool-Aid kid. I was a Kool-Aid kid. Yes.
Grape, specifically?
That's my favorite.
Okay. You've got to know this. You are loved. You are
I know.
loved. Okay. Please do your best to take care of the person that they love. And this is what I need to tell people here. Like, you can carry a mask for all the people that you're fighting the good fight for. You can have a mask and you cannot let people on the inside. What I know is that spirituality, mediumship, psychic stuff is happening here. Every single spirit that I connect to is giving, they get access to everything that I am made up of here. What that tells me is that your spirits, whether you or anybody else is interested in this stuff, you are connected to your loved ones. They can
Yes.
hear what's in your mind and in your heart. When we're kinder to ourselves, we give them peace. So you're just an example, and I don't want to like diminish this because this is important because I think a lot of people are the creator of their own hells. And I'm going to leave you with this, and this is really important. You would not want other people to feel guilty having gone through circumstance like that. I need you to
Never.
find the part of yourself that knows that love, that knows that grace, and do your best to give it back to yourself.
What?
That's super important. And now I've got another spirit coming through. I'm hoping it's not for you, but I don't know. So I'm going to take you off spotlight and I'm going to get everybody back up here. Okay. Um, Interesting. Thank you for this. Find some time for yourself, Kim. Hole yourself away in a room so people can't interrupt you. You have some of your own time and watch some Scooby-Doo. Okay.
I will try.
Please
All three
do
of my
so.
kids
Please
love
take.
Scooby-Doo, so obviously somebody's watching over them, knowing that they love
Okay.
that show.
But you need some of you time. Okay.
Okay,
Okay, do that, please.
I will.
And maybe some sugar-free grape Kool-Aid. I don't know, or maybe just a little sugar be okay.
I mean,
Okay,
this sick girl needs some sugar-free.
okay. Love you.
Love
We're
you.
gonna get back to this. Okay, all right. So I want to talk about um, this other woman. Okay, woman's coming through now. Uh, she would have been like your classic old lady, and I say that kind of classic old lady. Think homey, think feeling like there would have been a wisdom and she would have looked the part of like the old lady with the gray hair and the dress and the blouse, but she's talking to me about being very like not that on the inside. She would have been a smart aleck, a smart ass. She would have had like one liners. She would have been what people would have called a sleeper. I think this is somebody who would have done puzzles. Like she's showing me puzzle pieces. Like I would have done puzzles. She would have been very like you wouldn't have wanted to have crossed her. She would have cut with her words. The puzzles thing is huge. Like she would have done puzzles. So I'm going to give somebody other than Kim a chance to like claim this spirit. So anybody got a grandmother who would have been a smart aleck, would have looked the part of like the classic old lady, would have put puzzles together, would have shown you how to put puzzles together. I think you would have done them with her, but
Either
she
my
would have
mom or my
like,
meme. It's like you said, it's the Kim show.
okay. So just gonna give one more moment before anybody claims this person. So your meme would have looked like the classic old lady, would have had like the smart aleck attitude, would have like totally surprised you with what she said. It wouldn't have looked like would have come out of a grandma. Okay.
I want to say maybe my mom. My mom loved puzzles. She always did puzzles. Um, I'm not sure, but the puzzle thing definitely pointed out to me because of my mom.
Okay. Can I ask you, did your mom, hi Kate, thank you for being here.
Okay.
Uh, did your mom look the part of like the archetypal old lady?
Yeah, she dressed like an old lady. She didn't have like full blonde, like full on like white hair, but she definitely had like her grays were coming in. She was definitely, she was definitely a typical old lady. She dressed like an old lady. She was snarky and had the old lady attitude.
Okay, and you did puzzles. Okay.
She did a lot of
So,
puzzles. She loved puzzles.
okay, Kim, I don't think this is for you. So I want
Okay.
you to listen, okay? I want you to listen because like I'm being pulled to Kate here, okay? So you just stay with me. Kate, my question here for you is this. Um, are you recently back in school?
No, but I've thought about it. Thought about
Okay.
going back. I did register, but I never physically registered for classes.
Is this nursing?
No, but
So Kim,
that is on my mind a lot.
okay. So the two of you just stay here for me, okay? So hold on, hold on, hold on. And it would be amazing to have so much synchronicity here. Okay. Well, you know how this stuff works. So I'm gonna put Kim or Kate, you're spotlighted. I'm gonna spotlight me. Kim, you're gonna stay unmuted, okay? So we can
Mm-hmm.
find out more. Okay. Now I see what looks like some people would call it chop suey, some people would call it goulash. Is there a goulash recipe for you, Kate? Like somebody would have made chop suey, the hamburger with the noodles.
Mm, yeah, I would say yeah. I'm a big every holiday I make big ziti, so I guess you could say that
Baked
goes with it.
ziti?
Yeah,
Okay, so that's pasta and meat and like
yeah.
all of that. Okay, 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 okay.
My
Hold on.
mom used to make a meatloaf a lot. That was her like big dish, but it's not the pasta.
Not the pasta, but you're making the pasta. Okay, so the other thing I want to talk to you, Kate, about bone density issues, osteoporosis. Do you know of that in your family? Kate, I'm
No,
sorry, Kate. I got a Kate and a Kim here. Jeez, okay. Kate, um, I
possibly, but no, not that I know of, but possibly it could be a possibility.
Kim, while you're there, let me wonder. Is there a chop suey recipe in the family? Is there osteoporosis?
So I have osteoporosis and rheumatoid arthritis, and my meme used to make supper medley. It was a spaghetti dish with hamburg.
Okay, so it's the Kim show. God damn it. All right, so hold on. Hold on, hold
Sorry.
on.
Sorry,
Don't
everyone.
apologize. Don't apologize. This is what they're doing is they're giving me this. But Kate, I want you to stay here, okay? I want to talk to Kim about Kim, are you back in school?
I'm going to go back to school because I work in the medical field and medical billing, and I want to get more education on it. Yes. I'm not completely in it, but that's my goal.
That's your goal. Okay. So I have two people here who have a lot of these similarities. Older women playing puzzles, snarky. Okay.
It's probably my meme and my mom.
Well,
They both look older than they are.
I started this session by talking about, and I'm not sure if this is for you, Kim. We're going to kind of talk about Kim and Kate at the same time. So, Kate, you're going to stay here with me, okay? Because this is really important. The reason why they are now coming up is this. How can you increase your peace by speaking your mind? How can you increase your peace by speaking your mind? So when I'm talking about like all the different ways that we can find ourselves in, I hate air quotes, but I'm going to use them, hell, we can find ourselves in hell, which is just suffering. A lot of the ways that we find ourselves in that is by not speaking our mind. Okay. So this like snarky woman is coming forth and going, listen, I spoke my mind. Now, she feels like she would have slipped right into the Golden Girls, like right into the Golden Girls. It's like could have been the fifth Golden Girl. Okay. The only reason they're coming through is because people need to hear this. They need to speak their mind with kindness, of course. Oh, wait. Some people don't deserve our kindness. Hold
No,
on,
they
hold
don't.
on, hold on. Some people don't deserve our kindness, and I think that's important for us to remember. We don't necessarily need to be cruel. They like that message, but we don't necessarily always have to be kind unless, okay, this is where the snark comes in. Unless, honey, you're killing them with kindness. Unless you're killing them with kindness. Okay.
That's
What
my
that
line.
that's your line?
Mm-hmm.
Kill them
Kill
with
them with
kindness.
kindness. Kindness,
Okay.
yep.
Kate, I think that you need some of this message here too.
Mhm.
Okay. The one of the worst things, and I think a lot of people on our time together can relate to, is the pain of wishing I had said a thing. Wishing I had said a thing. Okay. Sometimes This is fascinating. I love this because, I get a lot of wisdom from spirit. So there's a lot of benefit to forgiveness in terms of spiritual, emotional, and mental health. Like when I forgive people who've done me wrong, I'm releasing myself from that resentment. I'm releasing myself from that action, right? So I get a lot of benefit out of forgiving people. I don't say forgiveness is for everybody, but I find a lot of peace in forgiving like abusers. Okay. What they're talking about is the opposite of forgiveness. Like the opposite of forgiveness. Like you can look at somebody and go, I forgive you for your actions or what have you. And that releases you from that resentment. And not in the way of like deepening resentment, but perhaps releasing you from any suffering that's connected to keeping the peace, not rocking the boat, not upsetting the apple cart. Sometimes we have to run our mouth to people who need to hear it. Kate, you got a little one in the background there, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mama. All right. I love that. Right? Mama, you're not like babysitting your
Yes. No.
sister's kid. Okay.
No.
Want to make sure. All right. Around speaking
Another drink out of the fridge.
around speaking your piece, all right, speaking your truth. I don't know why I have to say this, but I think it's just the nature of love and the connection of relationship to people. Super important for us to be able to speak our piece so we can protect our family. Sometimes words that we speak create boundaries to people who won't respect our boundaries, and we can keep people at a distance from hurting us or our family with our words. Kate, would you say that you're a people pleaser?
Yes.
Okay. You need to come to terms with that shit. Okay.
Yes, you do.
You got to come to terms with it. It's probably an age thing. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Being a codependent people pleaser will make you a perfect target for narcissistic sociopaths. That's
Mhm.
absolutely what that is. So sometimes we got to run into them to learn how to not be a people pleaser. But this is important. Kate, I don't think Kim has a problem speaking her truth.
Not
Okay.
even, it took me a while though, and it might take her
Right.
a while.
Kate, I want you to find a way to speak your truth to people that need to hear it. Okay. Keep you and your kiddos safe in that way. And I say safe by like boundaries, protection. Here's an interesting thing though. Kim outwardly portrays this energy of like, I'm a badass mama, right? Don't mess with
Fucking
me.
right.
All right, she got a good defense mechanism. I think that you excel, Kate, in a way that Kim doesn't necessarily. I think that you are actually kinder to yourself, Kate, than Kim is to herself. So here's Kim having to say the words and protect, herself and her family from, the assholes of the world. I get that. Kim has to care and keep boundaries around the little gremlin in her heart that would tell her things that are nothing but lies.
I used to like you, Josh.
You used to like me. I get it. I say the
Just
tough
kidding.
things.
You're
I say
amazing.
the
I love
tough
you.
things. Okay. So, Kate, I do want to give you accolades. Can I ask you, do you feel like you're kind to yourself?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. You're probably not perfect. I don't think anybody's
No.
perfectly like, but I think that if we were to put you guys on like scales, you, Kate, have a lot more inner kindness, and the conversation that you have with yourself is a lot more supportive than I think the conversation that Kim has with herself.
Yeah.
So, in this way, Kate, that you can take a page out of Kim's book, speak up, say the tough things to people to keep them at a distance. All right. In that way, Kim needs to take a page out of your book, Kate, by learning how to be kinder to herself.
I hear you.
Well, it's important. So empathy.
Hmm.
Everybody wants to be empathic. Everybody, feels like they suffer from their empathy and the degree to which they feel other people, what have you. Empathy is a superpower if it's wielded correctly.
Hmm.
And you can have empathy for others, but if you have empathy for others, and I think Crystal can relate to this, if you have empathy for others but you don't have boundaries, it's self-sabotage. So you guys might see that I have roses. Okay. Roses all around me. Roses tattooed on me. I got a big connection to rose. It is the symbol from spirit of the ultimate love and grace and compassion. But here's something that the
Mhm.
both of you need to hear, as well as other people who value grace, compassion, and love. In the same way that empathy without boundaries is self-sabotage, the rose without the thorn gets trampled on. What Kim is doing is taking her thorns and trampling upon herself. So, Kate and Kim, I have a question for you. Do the both of you love animals?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd rather be
I
around
want to,
animals than people.
you hold on to that, Mama, okay? You hold on to that for me here because I got
Okay.
something to encourage you to see. You both have heard of the idea of having the inner child, right?
Mhm.
Okay. I think Kim and Kate and a lot of people here no longer have an inner child. I think you have an inner junkyard dog.
Mhm.
So let me tell you what a junkyard dog is. A junkyard dog is a dog abused and put into a junkyard, so it attacks everybody that gets into it. So if like people break into the junkyard, they're going to attack. Okay. Kate and Kim, if you had an abused, hurt animal in your home and you wanted to rehabilitate it, you wouldn't kick it. You wouldn't yell at it. Okay. Kim, I'd hang out with you. I would incessantly tell you to be kinder to yourself, though. Okay? This is really important. You got some big Generation X energy that I dig on. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, you're probably a goddamn millennial. We ain't gonna hold that against you, okay?
I am not a millennial, so you can
I'm
take that and
right, right.
like put it away. I'm
Kim,
44. I was born
okay, I
in
told you.
1980.
All right,
That's what?
Gen
Generation
X.
X.
Generation X. I told you Generation X. Okay. Here's what you both of you need to consider. When you beat yourself up to any degree, it's like having an abused animal in your home and you're kicking it.
That makes me sad.
Well, don't do that to yourself. You can to a great degree control the conversation that you have with yourself. You absolutely should. I control the conversation that I have with myself to the best of my ability so I don't cause undue pain to my grandmother who is always with me in spirit. So you guys just need to dial up that self-kindness. I think Kate, you could provide Kim a little bit of lessons in terms of being kind to oneself.
Mm.
Kim, I think you could provide Kate a little bit of lessons on how to tell somebody to get stuffed.
Mm.
Hey, my
Okay.
last name's Dorn. If you want to look me up on Facebook, I'll tell you to tell somebody to get not stuffed but fucked. Okay.
Well, there we go. All right. All right. All right. Well, thank
I
you
got
for
you,
bringing my
girl.
grandmother's French into this. Okay. All right. So this is important for everybody to hear. That idea of the inner junkyard dog is so vital to understand because we've all been traumatized by life. Think about that poor abused animal. We've all suffered grief, abuse, abandonment, rejection, neglect, betrayal. We've all suffered from those things. When we turn around and we beat up the person who suffered from those things, we are picking up where our abusers left off.
Yeah, but how do you stop?
Practice, practice, practice. Seriously, practice. So
Mhm.
this gives me the opportunity to talk to you about the tool that your mind is. Your mind is a tool. Your mind is the part of you that learned the ABCs, that learned the English language, that learned to hate itself because it watched too many commercials. Your mind can be reprogrammed. So if I were to say to you, Kim and Kate, go learn Spanish, go learn French, go learn a new language, I wouldn't expect you to learn that overnight. You'd have to
Takes time.
practice it and practice it and practice it and practice it and practice it. And before you know it, the mind gets it. The mind gets it. Also, Kim, you're gonna love to hear this. I think Kate does this might do this a little bit better than you. Take time for yourself and get into conversation with yourself. Seriously. Like
I've been
I
doing that
take
a
what I
lot
call
more.
what's that?
I've been doing that a lot more, like trying to take time for myself, especially with a new baby. Like I've been doing that a lot more.
Good
Like
for you.
I'll go hide in the bathroom for a few minutes, or just like just go get a coffee and just take a deep breath, just like with a new baby. And it's been being alone, it's been hard. So I've been trying to do that a lot more, just taking time for myself. So that's something I've been working on.
Good. You need that. You need that daily, every day. Take a little bit of time for yourself. Took me a long time to find that.
So Kim, I want you to do that a little bit more for yourself, okay?
Yeah.
I know,
I'm a good talker. I just can't do it myself.
Well, I'm going to encourage you to see how your suffering is the suffering of the people who love you.
Yeah, I know.
Just like everybody that we've talked to today. The point of our time today has been like what we do to ourselves and what we do to others affects others and affects us.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a great degree of what we can do for other people and for ourselves that reduces our own suffering and it reduces the suffering of people that we love. Seriously, you can walk away from this time together and you can insist on being an asshole to yourself. If you do that, I can't stop you. That's your free will.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to be an asshole to myself because I refuse to be an asshole to my grandmother's grandson. So
That's awesome.
when I'm celebrating Kate in that way, that she's taken time for herself, being a new mom, that's a burden, mama. Okay. So take
It's a
time for
lot.
yourself. Well,
You know,
I think a lot of
I'm
people,
free. It's a lot, man.
yeah, it
It's a
is. No, no,
lot.
no. I think a lot of people want to be the best version of themselves for their family, for their loved ones, for their community, for their passions. A lot of people are trying to be the best version of themselves through neglect and self-hatred. It doesn't work that way. So,
No.
the secret to life, let me be so bold as to give it to you. The secret to life is the answer to the question, well, what would I tell my kid?
Hmm.
What would I tell my kid? I'm a firm believer that we can pretty much handle all of our challenges inside of us and outside of us if we ask that question and we listen for that answer. That answer is going to come from love, and I know love to be the greatest source of strength and wisdom that we have access to. It is. It absolutely is. Both of you as mothers, when you want to carry a burden for somebody you love, you're going to find the strongest version of yourself. When you got to
Mhm.
solve a problem for somebody you love, you're going to find the smartest version of yourself. You're never going to find the strongest and smartest version of you by hating yourself or being afraid. And that's where this time together has really meant a lot to me because I had to start this by talking to you guys. Like, I'm a self-employed psychic medium, gay psychic medium in northern New Hampshire who somehow is making a go of it. That, if I stop to think about it too much, it can be terrifying. It can be scary. Okay. But what am I doing every day? I am
Helping
finding
others.
the strength of my grandmother and I am confronting my fear every day. I'm not going to tell you that I don't have fear. I'm going to tell you that I'm going to find the part of me that's stronger than the fear. Both of you have that.
I have a question because my sister is on here too, so I just wanted to know like if it possibly was my mom that was coming in through with the puzzle and all that because my sister's here too, so I just wasn't
Your
sure.
sister's here.
Yeah,
Okay.
Dawn,
So, Kate,
because I don't know if she needed to hear that too, so that's why I'm asking.
well, everybody needs to hear it. Come on now. Everybody needs to hear that, okay? Like everybody needs to hear that, okay? Now, with that being said, Kate, I want to share with you my process. So I don't know if you can validate this or your sister has to chime in and validate this, but as soon as you said something about your sister, I saw what looked like a purple foxtail.
Yep,
Hmm.
purple. Yeah.
But see, what's weird is my mother's name was Dawn and her favorite color was purple.
So interestingly, what I'm seeing, no, so this is going to be, thank you, Kim. Just you stop for a moment, okay? You stop.
Favorite
All
color.
right. Kate, what this looks like is like one of those things is, can I ask you, was your mom an old burner?
Yeah. Yeah, she was.
Okay. What I mean burner is like pot smoker.
Yep, she was. Yep.
Okay. This is your
I
mama.
knew
Let me
what you
tell you
meant.
what.
I knew what
Let
you
me
meant.
So the purple foxtail, it looks like one of those things that you would get at a fair, okay? And it looks like a roach clip.
Yep. Yes. She had those and she used to use them.
Okay. That is to that is to demonstrate that your mom is here with you as well. Okay. And what's funny, can I ask you, is your sister younger than you?
No, I'm the youngest.
Okay. The foxtail message is important. And this is what I mean by that. The foxtail message is super important because it actually looks like somebody should be walking around with like a foxtail. So is there anybody in your family that like plays like animals or like dresses up like animals?
No. We have a lot of animals though. Like me and her combined, we have a lot of animals, but nobody like plays in that. No.
It's a funny thing because it looks like one of those purple like foxtails dyed with like the roach clip at the end. So that's going to be that symbol of her like there's an interesting message here about like this is why I asked if she was younger. You might want to like I don't have you seen how like I'm dating myself. I'm like aging myself. Gen X here, 45 here. Hi Kim, Gen X. All right. Have you seen how like some kids will wear tails?
Yeah, like they have they call them the the fuzzy conventions. Yeah.
We actually we found a fox in the woods when I was younger, like a red fox, but we named it purple.
All right, this is just too weird.
Right?
Okay.
I don't know what's going
Yeah.
on.
No, this is too weird. Like you guys might have known each other or they're just coming through with those sorts of
Hey, we need to hang
synchronicities.
out, girlfriend. Where are you
I
from?
would I would encourage that. You guys might actually have people that would have known one another. That might be really cool to find out. So it's
I mean,
interesting.
I can totally send you the picture of the fox. We found a red fox up in our woods one year, and we
So
kept
I'm
it for a
talking to
while.
Kate because of the sister. I'm talking to Kate because of the sister, Kim. Hold on one second. Thank
Yes,
you, my
yes.
co-host. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So
New show.
Kate, um, thank you, Aaron. So Kate, um, I'm glad I don't know who your sister is on this call. I'm glad I don't know what square she is. May I ask you, and again, being that she's here and that we're having this conversation in front of her, is your sister skating on thin ice?
Probably. Yeah. I would say
Okay.
yeah.
Does your sister kind of need to clean her act up a little bit?
Yes, definitely.
Then this is your mother. This is talking to your sister, skating on thin ice. Please clean your act up. I actually think that she might need the ice message might be literal. I think that she might need new tires.
Or
Like, so
that
she,
might be me.
well, just make sure that you're having appropriate tires in your life. Snow tires, not all seasons. Snow tires are better than all seasons. Don't want to dad everybody here. But like, the message that I get for your sister Kate without knowing who she is from your mother is it feels like you're skating on thin ice, feels like you need to clean up your act a little bit. So be mindful of where you're treading, like what you're doing, your actions, what have you. So just be mindful of that, okay? So however she can lay that message on top of her life, I think is appropriate for her to walk away with, okay?
Hmm.
Um, be mindful of being so klutzy, Kate. Um, I really do get like a ding on the elbow, like you bang yourself up. I want you to be careful of being so klutzy, okay? I also think, because I'm getting the taste of carrots, you're low on vitamin A. I believe that you're low on beta carotene. So, take a good, healthy, good
That could
multivitamin.
explain a lot of things, actually.
The lack of vitamin A.
Yeah, I've been feeling really funny. Like, and I like start to give myself anxiety thinking something's really wrong, but I think maybe the vitamins could help me feel better.
How old is your baby?
She is almost 3 months.
Okay, like you need some vitamins.
Yeah, yeah.
Like even if you didn't have a baby, your body needs those vitamins, right? So I want to thank you for being here. I really want to thank the holy man and the biker and the puzzle lady, all of them coming together because their message is very much we have the ability to minimize the hell that we put ourselves in. By that conversation that we have, if we can get in control of it, if we can practice it, I know that everybody here would put in the effort to make the lives of their loved ones better. Absolutely. So we can put in the effort to control that conversation we have with ourselves to make the lives of our loved ones better. So please do your best. I like to say around the holiday time, and any time really, the best gift you can give your loved ones, whether they are in spirit or in life, is your peace. The best gift you can give your loved ones is your peace, because it's their peace. So that's something for everybody to consider. Okay. Kate, are you chatting with your sister?
I was, yeah.
Okay. Tell her, or if she's still listening, tell her that sense of her skating on thin ice, I get the feeling of like her unable to get her feet underneath her. Okay. So there's like that message of like hard to get your feet underneath you. But I will tell you,
Mm.
your mother just did the rah rah sis boom ba with cheerleader.
Yep.
Stop.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if she was a cheerleader or your sister was a cheerleader, but there's that
My
message that
niece.
she's who is?
My niece was a cheerleader, yeah.
Okay, there's a
But
rah
it's
rah
that
sis
rah
boom ba.
rah sounds like her, yeah.
Okay, so she's cheering y'all on from the other side. Just make sure that you understand. It's like that one-way mirror we see in a cop show. We're never separate from them. We just don't have their capacity to feel them as they feel us, just like the cops and the suspects. So it's super important, which means talk to them, lean into them, ask them for their help, ask them for their energy. They are there to give it to us, which circles back to making sure that Kim talks to Mikey and gets Mikey in front of those photos. Do you know what I mean? Like try to connect
I
with them.
do, but it's this entire conversation is weird because when you just asked her, "Are you talking to your sister?" I was just texting her sister, his sister, Mikey's sister. Like I just
Okay.
barely sent her a message saying, "I'm pretty sure this is totally about us."
Okay.
It's all weird.
So from my experience, what you got to know is I bet there's other people on here who've got people like this as well, or circumstances like this. When I do group readings in front of people, I will have people come
Mhm.
up to me and go, I know you were talking to her and I know you were talking to her mom, but it felt exactly like my story. Spirit will do this intentionally. So it's just
Why?
important. Well, I think it's just many birds, one stone, that sort of thing. People got
I
to hear
hate
it.
those fucking birds. So
Take care of
my
your
biggest thing
junkyard
is
dog.
like like is there any way to message you like off this chat?
Sure, you can send me an email.
Because I see a lot of stuff. I'm trying not to swear that I'm unaware of how to reciprocate. And I'm not sure if that's why you're like getting all of my visuals as well. But I would like
Why
to
don't you
understand why it's happening.
clarify your thoughts, put them in an email, and send me an email, okay?
Okay, I will do so.
Please do that. Yes. Uh, I've gone over the amount of time that I'd like to. I'm going to end this session by reminding everybody the secret to life. What would I tell my child? Tap into the authority of your own heart. Tap into the authority of your own heart repeatedly and as often as you need to. The love you carry, not going to go anywhere. Nobody can take it from you. Nobody can give it to you. You were born with it. You were made of it. Tap into that. It is your greatest authority. The other thing that I do want to say is that I am a self-employed psychic medium in Northern New Hampshire. Please go to my website and look at my services, readings, all of that. I am for sale. I am for sale. So I only say that because people were surprised to hear that I offer readings. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what I do. So just very much take that into consideration. All my love to you. I will do another one of these in about a week's time, but it'll be next year. So all my love to everybody here. Thank you for being here. And I'll see you next year.
Have an amazing new year.
Have an amazing new year.